I mean, hopefully it'll turn up in a minute. They can probably hear us, but they can't see us, which is interesting.
Literally the best thing they can do.
Why is that not showing up?
I mean, your mum has already said that you've got a face for radio, Tom. So I think
Actually,
the best
it's not
way.
showing up. Actually, this is interesting. I assume you guys can hear us at least. I'm just looking at why suddenly Discord has decided to say no.
Do we have anyone that works in IT?
Oh, this is just.
Anyone?
I mean, I don't know what to say. Got anything yet? Come on now. There we go. There we go.
Hooray!
There we go. Good evening. Can everyone hear us? There we go.
Yeah, well done. Right, okay, without any further delays, we've already got a thumbs up. Clearly,
I know.
people like the podcast version of this. Um, Welcome everybody to episode 125 of Sit Talking Hobby.
125.
I am Dom, and that guy over there is Tom.
I'm still Tom.
Basically, what we do is we just sit here, do some hobby. Tonight we've got the hobby challenge. We've got the lovely pictures of that. But yeah, we sit here, talk hobby, do hobby, and hopefully you will join us in doing exactly the same thing.
That's what
So,
we like to see. Anyway,
Tom, what hobby are you working on tonight?
that is a good question, and one that I will answer.
I'm glad.
I
That's how
am
this
working
format
on 3 Black Templar tanks at the moment. Here's number 1. It's upside down because I've just washed the silver grav thingies with Nuln oil. So I thought if I put it down, it might stick to whatever it was sitting on. And then basically I've got another one here, and then I've got an impulsor here, which are all coming along very nicely, and I should have them done hopefully the next day or two, and then that'll be 3 models
Yay!
on the bench and ready to play many games with, or go on the shelf once they fail miserably in the first game. How about yourself?
Hobby. So I am getting closer to finishing this bad boy. So I've done more on him. I don't know how well the camera will pick it up, but he's at the stage where I'm going to start adding weathering effects to him now. But he's looking quite cool. I'm happy how he's turning out.
Good.
But similar to you, I am also working on other things. So I've got some knights over here. So I've got one carnivals, I think they're called, and another one over here. So yeah, these are such cool models. So yeah, I'm working on these at the moment.
We're
But
beavering
yes,
away, trying to finish up, ready for
yeah,
our upcoming tournament fun.
indeed. What's everyone at home working on this fine evening?
And you
Hobby
better be
wise?
working on something.
Yeah, I'll send the boys round. Orc boys.
Yeah. Necron Overlord, need more HQs. Okay, Mr. Pyre, good man. Obviously, I got your entry for the competition as well, so that's another model down. The old, which will be coming up shortly as we show you all of your wonderful work off. We had a few nice entries. Well, we always have nice entries. We just had some entries this time, which was good. So it's always
yes, some form of entry into one.
We didn't have loads of horrible entries like normal. Yeah, that's right.
The caliber's gone up.
I'm now going to quickly try and just realised I didn't do the rear door on this yet, so let's sort that out.
Sorting hobby, even better. Don't be sad, Jack.
You have hobby comes in all shapes and forms.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's about sorting your area out, which I still think is part of the hobby process. Sorting your bits box out. There you go. There's another bit of hobby right there. That's an important.
Have you got a bits box, Tom?
I have bits bags and boxes now. I still need to try and find your. You were after a narcissism.
I was, yes. Have you not found
I
any
haven't
yet?
found it yet, but I have got to go through one more box, which I didn't realise where I put it, which is actually in one of the cupboards in the other room. So I'm going to quickly go and I think that's where all my marine stuff is. So I need to go and grab that one out. I checked the ones that were easily accessible, but I will check. To be fair, I'll do it after the stream and let you know.
Yeah, do
I
yeah.
hadn't completely forgotten. It just it unfortunately dropped off my radar over the weekend. So apologies. I don't know how
Well,
urgent it is for you, but
it's not urgent at all.
oh, okay, fine, good. So I thought
As
you.
you can tell, I've got other things to get on with.
It's not Black Templar theme though, unfortunately. So sorry about that. If you
No,
were
it doesn't
planning
have
on,
to be Black Templar theme at all.
that is good news for both of us.
No more trophies.
Yet, I still got to get a trophy done up for you. I thought I might do like a werebearer trapped under a grav tank. You know,
But
just
being squished.
sort of gripping onto the front of the grav things. He's being pulled along on the bottom, sort of like
Lucky him. Um, I was actually sort of like, the apothecary bits are for more of a project
Oh.
than any rush to get anything done at the moment. But I was talking to a friend the other day on our little stroll, and I was saying basically through my hobby collection, you can normally see what I've done out of passion and other things that I've done out of necessity. Um, so at the moment, I would class these guys out of necessity
Oh,
because
okay,
they're in the
interesting.
list and I want to get them done so I can play the list. However, um, for instance, when I get round to repainting this guy, it will be out of passion to do
Well,
it.
there's no way you'd do that again for
Yeah.
necessity.
Or for instance, when I finally get round to painting my little flyers for Imperialis,
Mm-hmm.
that will be out of passion because I'll have no real reason to paint them except for they've been sitting around. I quite fancy them. I want to do something different. Or a lot of my conversion work, for instance. So it's an idea that I get in my head, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what that would look like, or I wonder what the story behind that would be. So I'll be like hit bashing away and coming up with some cool poses and stuff. For instance, in my collection, I've got my Leviathan Dreadnought. That was done out of passion.
You can't use that anymore
My
anyway, so it's gone now.
Oh, well, you can
I
legend it,
know.
can't you, when
I'm
you
just
find
messing.
stuff?
I'm just messing.
And then you've got like my Night Tyrant as well. Things that I've like put a lot of time into posing and stuff.
Hmm.
For instance, if it was done out of necessity, I wouldn't have bothered with all the trophies and the posing and the base. I would have just gone,
Obviously, that.
yeah,
It's a good
yeah,
example.
exactly. But I was wondering how many people just rush things to get them done rather than enjoy the actual modeling process.
I mean,
Because it does seem a lot of my stuff at the moment I am doing out of necessity rather than
That's because
I'm like,
you keep
oh, what are I going to dump for that
you
event?
keep caching tournament lists that your body can't check, mate. That's the problem.
Yeah, I know.
What would your army should do now? I don't know. This one I haven't got at all. That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, I don't even know why I think of it.
How long?
Like,
How
oh
long
yeah,
is this? It's about a week away. I should manage that. That should be fine.
yeah, a week. That's about the right time period I need to do anything in a week.
Because yes, we are at a team tournament next weekend, actually. Followed by following day of some running as well, Dom. Don't forget. So that's around the corner.
Indeed, do.
We like to
Um,
do
yeah.
extra on our weekends.
But yes. Yeah, no, I think it's an interesting topic anyway. That we kind of, I know everyone sees the hobby slightly differently. Some people just live for events and doing them and getting an army ready and trying to compete and get the best score they possibly can. Other people enjoy the more hobby, relaxing aspect of painting and assembling and more casual or narrative based games. Just wondering how people sit there.
See, I like the drive of having to paint something to a deadline because I find it helps me focus. That's personally, and I don't. I think I actually enjoy that pressure, and I don't know why. So maybe it's like the pain of having to paint lots of things in a small amount of time. I think that's one thing that I tend to do quite a lot of, especially recently. Is like, as you said, a lot of stuff I've been doing has been like, I want to try this out, and but I need to have these done. And I can be a legendary procrastinator sometimes as well, and I make the problem even worse. Because I just go, well, I've got a week, it's fine, but I can put it off another 3 days. That won't make it any worse than it is. It's fine,
But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, for instance, the rate I'm going with these nights, they're not particularly overly complicated. There's not overly too much
Hmm.
detail. I could probably get them done by the end of the week, knowing
Yes.
then I've got another week of not doing it if I wanted to. However, there is that aspect of my mind going, well, I could just do it the following week and
Yeah.
the last moment.
Okay.
However, I'm like, no, no, the
Not this
sooner I get
time.
them done, the
Not this time.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, my goal was to have these done at least a few days before this time, not the night before, which is what I did with my previous push. And I think my plan is to have these mostly done by this Friday. I think that's the idea by the end of the Friday, because we obviously I want to try and do some test games over the weekend as well. Work with them painted if I can. I mean, they are at the moment. You can put this on a tabletop and go, yeah, you can get away with it at the moment. That's the thing, but that's not good enough for me. I have to go that little extra bit.
Well, Tom, do you reckon by this time next week we could have a stream game?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think we definitely could.
That gives us something
Um,
to aim for, doesn't it?
yes, because it's literally these three vehicles are all I need for this list, and then I'm ready to roll with it. So maybe we should. It's been a little while since we've done stream games. Maybe we should do that and play our tournament lists against each other, and then
Yeah, that could
you
be
can
good fun.
face the full wrath of the mortar squads. Sorry, the melter squads, I should say.
Mortar squads, yeah,
Yeah,
no problem.
yeah, mortar. Yeah, mortar. Oh my god, he's onto my secret.
Hadean army.
Yeah, I've completely changed. I've sold my Templars. This is just a ruse. This is part of my elaborate plan to make everyone think that I'm still playing Templars. When actually, I've gone full Cadian tank and mortar army. That's it.
Thanks,
I mean,
supporters.
that does sound like a nice idea. No. I've
Yeah,
sold my guard army. I'm not doing another guard army.
at the moment.
Nope.
I did actually order a guard model this week.
Oh wow,
Yeah. So hopefully he'll be arriving soon.
a particular one.
The one I got with my subscription.
Oh yes. Actually, to be fair, I've got to put my I need to put my order in actually because I haven't done mine yet.
I was tempted with getting a vampire, but then I was like, well, I've got more chance of using the
Yeah,
Caspian.
that's always the problem, isn't it? You look at it and you kind of go, "Oh, I quite like the look of the one, but it wouldn't ever kind of. There'd be no reason for me to do it."
No, and I quite like the new stormtrooper models, so
Hmm.
it'll probably give me a good reason to get back in my guard and
It's been a little
do
while
it.
since you've had your guard out. To be fair.
Yeah, it's a hard one because I suppose it's a bit like Marines and Primaris that they got so many new models, and you're like, oh, do I want to? And I'm like, well, I do like playing guard still. Right. So, what have we got in the chat? So we've got a Captain Jack. I think that's why I mainly do narrative hobby 40k now. I find it much more fun instead of grinding out units you have no love for. Yeah, I think it's a. I think it's nice, like Tom said, to have that deadline because you can aim for something and you can kind of be like, right, here we go. I'm going to get it done. Jobs are
It
good.
gives you less excuses. That's the thing. It's
Yeah,
less excuses.
and
Yeah.
also, I kind of see it as just adding more selection to my Apocalypse army that I can go, cool, right, well, that's Harkham Word Bearer is now in my Apocalypse army. So he can appear in a big game, or, you can add all this stuff in.
Yes.
And you have a final result, I think, Tom.
Oh
Hello,
yeah.
Rules Lawyer. So, Neighborhood Inquisitor and Rules Lawyer, we are just chatting about uh, getting models ready for events and the difference between that and actually doing it out of passion and wanting to do a bit like hobby work on it. Where do you guys sit on it? Do you try and rush models out for events, or do you just buy the models to enjoy relaxing aspect of hobby building and putting a bit more effort in?
And well, it does matter for any neighborhood because you may be late, but as Dom
Right.
says, you understand what we're going on about now. So chop chop, get in the chat. Let's hear your views.
Yeah. No excuses. I had it order some more paint as well. Like I
Oh
said,
yes,
Tom,
I think you said
I'm
yeah.
running out of paint.
I'm gonna have to do a fairly sizable order on payday, I think, for some just some of the kind of stuff I use very regularly.
Yeah.
Because I've been going through a fair bit of it the last couple of weeks, to be honest. And I've noticed, I mean, actually, to be fair, a couple of the pots I do have look like they're fairly full, but they've done the usual GW dry out routine. You're like, oh, come on, man. Come on.
Sick GW drawing out routine.
And I do find that a bit frustrating sometimes because, you've barely even maybe used it a couple of times. It's like, oh, come on. I spent £5 on you, whatever it was. £2, whatever it is, I think, isn't it, per pot? I think nowadays.
I think it's a bit more expensive than that.
Is it £3.50, something like that? I've actually forgotten how much a pot, but I haven't really ordered any. Cause I tend to bulk order them and then go back every kind of, I don't know, between 3-6 months. So it's not a regular expense because I always know what I need for the armies I'm painting. So I don't really rush for events. I'm a very slow painter and tend to batch paint. Yes, I'm a batch painter as well, Rulzaya. That is kind of, I wouldn't say I was a slow painter though. I tend to go for that overall visual effect with my armies nowadays rather than. I mean, there are certain models I will bend those rules on. There's certain ones I really like and I'll go the extra mile with them. But a lot of the time it is about, once you've got a 2,000 point list on the table, if it all looks really nice together, sometimes that helps that maybe individual attention to detail on each model stand out a bit better. Ooh, hello. Got this. Oh yeah, didn't glue it. Good man. Didn't realize didn't glue that. That's actually helpful for me later. The shield generator on my impulsor.
Yeah.
Because I don't really want to put the blue paint near the black because I know what will happen.
Well, I'm currently like with the knights. I've posed them in a particular way, so I'm just like, well, I'm doing them, and then once they're painted, I will glue them together.
The nice thing about knights is you can separate paint them quite easily, I think.
Mm.
Especially because the torso and legs are normally always separate until the last bit anyway. They can stay that way if you do a bit of magnetizing magic as well. So depends.
Yeah, that's true.
That's one thing I really liked about these gladiuses. The magnetizing opportunity on them was very good. Even though at the moment I'm just concentrating on the variant I'm going to be using in the tournament, I will add the painting on for the rest of it. What?
Famous last words there. I'll do it afterwards.
I will, because I want to try out the Lancer variant as well. I don't know about the Reaper one. It's not the top one.
I know and love would get 6 tanks and make all the variants and glue them and
individually. Yeah, don't save any money on
it.
it.
Don't magnetize, just make more models.
I mean, that does sound like the old me. I think I like to see. I look for opportunities now to not burn that much of of money on it because, to be fair, tanks like this are actually quite expensive. I mean, I think these Valiants came out at £46 each.
Oh, that is expensive.
Yeah, exactly. So I think now you kind of have to sort of say, is there a way I can get more out of them? And I think that's a really good way to do hobby as well.
Yes, by playing them more, by playing all 6 of them in more
I see.
games.
So get more of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you get more out of them.
I see what I've done. I've gone wrong here, haven't I?
Yeah, you need to play more games with them, Tom.
Okay,
yeah.
got it. I'll buy some more first, so I can run all. So maybe I'll make a list with all, with 9 of them, and then we'll run a variant of each for it. There we go. Done.
9 tank. 9 tank army list. Done.
For anybody who's, I don't really do events unless we count the occasional painting competition challenge. So I'd say, yeah, that's cool. It's all, like I said, casual side of it. I wish I could do casual painting sometimes, to be honest, because but it's just that's not how I don't think it's not really how I've attached myself to this hobby. I think I've become much more in love with the whole. I need to do this and have this ready for something, and then use it after it's been painted, to get value out of it. But as every model you paint, they tend to roll out of fashion. So I find the more you have, the more likely it is to come back into fashion at a later date, and then you can just reuse it again. Because we've both you and me have had that with plenty of models. I think your obliterators are a good example actually. They
Oh
sat
yeah, I mean
they
they
sat
came
around
out.
for exactly, but they've come all the way full circle back in
I
now.
like to think that also that my mutilators will come back one day.
I hope
So
so. Are they actually still a playable model?
they're not in the codex.
They're not.
I don't know if
Okay.
they've got a. They might have a legend rule. I don't know.
I
Um,
suspect they've made them so they are basically the obliterators. That's essentially it, isn't it? I think
mm,
so. You can mix and match, and you just say that they've because they have the option of mutating into any weapon. That's the nice thing about them. I suppose you can
yeah,
just use
exactly.
them.
They can come back as something else.
Mm. Um, but I have been known to do last minute additions if I want to run a cool unit. Yep, that is another valid thing to do. Is yeah, sometimes I mean I've done that before where I would admit I've been doing like a list and then I'll be playing around with the points at the very sharp edge of the knife, so to speak, and you'll come up with a little thing and you're like, oh, I can just put this one like an HQ model or something, I'll just do that quickly. That'll be all right. That'll top it up, or there'll be like a small unit that you kind of just tag in for those last 75 points you've got or whatever. Or yeah, and it's I'll just fit that in, and that can actually garner quite a nice sense of achievement actually sometimes if you do that. Um,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it
definitely.
just depends. And then friendly because I refuse to magnify I believe in commitment. Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. I get it. I'll
No, I have magnetized. I don't tend to. Strangely enough, I don't magnetize for weapon options. I tend to do more aesthetics than
Yeah, that's
anything
fair
else,
enough.
really.
I get that point of view as well. I mean, I suppose with these particular tanks as an example, because the weapons you change the variant, you have to change all the weapons on it. It just
Yep.
seemed the most efficient manner to get the most out of them. But yeah, you're right. If I wanted to run more than the three, you know, I'd so yeah, more than the two I've got. I'd have to get some more and essentially um, do them up in the same manner. So but you know, if I have three, I can always run three of each or one of each. So maybe I will get one more.
There you go. That's a spirit, Tom.
I've got three impulsors now, so it's all good.
Look, for instance, at the moment, I'm in my head. I'm contemplating doing some chosen for my word bearers.
Yeah.
Although, however, I don't have. I'm not making them for a particular list. I quite like the idea of them with storm shields or siege shields.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Because they've got an invulnerable save anyway, and I'm thinking, well, it'd be quite cool if they had shields, and then over the shields they could be toting a combi bolter with a like a power sword on their back and stuff, and or you could have a couple with power swords and
So you
shields
want some
and a
breaches
bolter
then?
on their back. Yeah, I just think that
Yeah,
we don't have that option for chaos. Like we don't have many shields,
it's because they
and I
just don't
love
take
the
care of their
idea.
stuff, mate. That's the problem, you know.
True, but I quite like the idea of it.
Oh, that's got a bit of pooling in there out of the gun. Thank you very much. Yeah, but you know, looking forward to seeing how this list performs. I've packed it full of some melter love.
Yep. So
Actually,
go get
oddly enough, the other thing I've actually got to do is because I've been doing the chassis, I've still got to do these. Actually, still got to do the top gun.
the
Well,
turret.
these aren't too bad. I hadn't quite decided how I was going to paint them yet. I was sort of I want to do a bit of want to break it up with a bit of white on the top as well, just to sort of get that kind of Templar aesthetic from top to bottom because yeah, I think it would fit. But yeah, these also have two modded melter guns on it, or melter guns, multi melters. That's the one I'm looking for. And these were actually taken out off a Devastator kit that I had knocking about. So I shaved off the hands and clipped down some of the non-required parts, and it actually came out all right actually.
Nice.
So I'm going to definitely get. I just need to get one more for my last impulsor, and then I'll have it fully templified because we like the melter.
Fully templified.
Well, I even went as far as because obviously I don't know if you know about obviously they come with the Icarus launcher, but also the frag launcher. So
Yep, I've
I
got
know
all the
it's a very
guns.
sneaky little thing. Is that they only do 2 hard points.
Mm.
They only supply one Icarus launcher, but they supply 2 of the other ones. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to put one Icarus and one of the other ones on and say that, and that's good enough for me because they're represented on the model. Then I think that's good enough. Because I don't know why you would leave it blank. It just doesn't make sense. So, yeah,
Oh, I see, Tom.
yeah, no, it's covered. It's just rules as written. It's all good.
Oh. Rules is written is one of those things that kind of grates on me a little bit.
Look, it's fine. Look, it looks good. See, look, it's got one on each side.
Yeah, very, very nice.
You don't like rules as written? Is that
No,
because?
I'll tell you another saying that I don't like in a 40k terms.
Oh, go on then.
I don't want to be that guy, but.
And straight away
I'm
do.
like, oh,
and then you straight away do what that guy would do straight after. Yeah, that's type
yeah,
of.
you immediately. Well, you are that guy.
Yeah, we have seen this. We have seen this, both of us. Yeah. Don't want to be that guy, but you know, yeah, it's the same as sort of saying you want to stick to the rule set and then do something later in the thing which is completely against the rule set. So you know, it's an interesting interesting little thing that to bring up in the it's just if you're going to say something like that, you've got to stick with what you've just said. Otherwise, you do end up looking like a little bit of an idiot. So, friendly neighbour going to say, I also don't drill gun barrels. Extra thing to do that I ultimately don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've drilled a gun barrel. I mean, I think a lot of the newer models tend to have these little things added in nowadays. They've gotten so intricate that they tend to open up the barrels on a lot of the guns. I don't think bolters do yet, but I think that would be just. Yeah, I mean, you don't drill your barrels, do you, Dom?
I have done. I don't make a habit of doing it.
No, it's a lot. It's a lot of effort.
I've done it before and I've cocked up before, and I'm like, oh, it's too much. It's too much stress and aggro, in my honest opinion, to be drilling, because I worry too much. I was thinking about doing it for a model. What was I painting the other day?
I mean, oddly enough, I do have the kit for it now because I bought this little pin drill set for the magnetizing, and it's actually got some.
Please say you had a pin drill before then.
No.
You've never. That's your first pin drill.
Yeah, I normally use my electric one.
Oh, bless you.
Well, I've never really tried to do anything that required.
They are good little tools to have.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I've probably had one at some point. I just don't think I've ever really used it. But this is because I needed to magnetize a certain millimeter of magnet. This was perfect. So, I just thought I'd grab one.
Oh, do you want to see my new hobby tool, Tom?
Oh, he's got a new hobby tool. Please don't stand up right now.
Because I am a pro painter.
Please don't say you got an airbrush. Oh, he's got a dentist light. Oh,
yeah, boys!
Oh no, what he's got a vision problem.
That's why we get on so well, Tom.
Yeah. You can't see each other.
But yes, it's amazing.
I must admit, I'm not going to lie, I have been considering something similar at some point. Because I do notice that I think it's more of a lighting situation. To be fair, if I haven't got a decent lighting, and I do find I have to sort of go, oh, what's that? Maybe it's time for some glasses, Dom. That's what it is.
Oh dear, Tom.
Could be. So, getting to that age now. So I've got to get the old eyes.
Look after your old eyes, Tom. You got to look after them.
Yeah, because they are old eyes. That is exactly what they are now.
Old fuddy duddy eyes.
What else got here? I put a photo of my current project in the painting chat on the Discord. Yes, but I don't have my typing ready to submit for the paint. That's okay, Rulzo. If you've put it in there, we can still have a look at it, obviously. He doesn't have an airbrush. He has a stigmatism.
Yeah, exactly.
I got a little USB magnifier like years ago. Really good tool. Yeah, no, to be fair, it probably is actually not a bad thing to have anyway, because I've spent a lot of time looking at very detailed parts and models. It's probably changes the way your eyes work, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we've both got pretty good eyesight. I haven't had an eye test for a long time, but I think I don't have any issues with my eyesight as far as I'm concerned. Oh. And I think, maybe this does help. Maybe because we have to focus quite a lot.
If I'm saying I think from my point of view, my eyesight I wouldn't say is perfect nowadays, but it's more my longer seeing things further away. That's a normal issue. Okay. But close up, absolutely fine. But that's it's one of those things, isn't it? It's just at some point, it will gradually sneak up on you. So I probably put off going for a eye test a bit too long. So maybe I should go and do that. That's just the wake up call I needed. I'll go and do it next week, and then next stream you'll see me in glasses, and then everyone can have a good laugh.
Yeah, because in fact we are high school bullies.
Yes.
And That's how we work, Tom.
He's got
All
glasses.
of us who play the Warhammers
Yeah,
will take the mick out of you.
Yeah.
For having glasses.
I'm not even going to tell you. I'm just going to wear contacts. You'll never know. So yeah, but yeah.
Would you get contacts?
I probably would do. Yeah.
Right over glasses.
Yeah.
Is it just? Is it?
I think I couldn't. I don't think I can get used to it.
What having?
Just having something on my face all the time. I think it would. It'd be weird. I think. Yeah.
I resisted a mum joke.
Well done. Well done, Mr. We're not school bullies here.
Yeah, exactly. Put me back. Anyway, yeah, no, I think it's one of those things, isn't it?
I mean, obviously,
I wouldn't feel comfortable putting things in my eye, to be honest.
See, I don't really have. I don't. That's not.
I think you could have one on.
Yeah. No, I don't. I don't have that. I don't have that problem, but it doesn't. That doesn't bother me. I think so. That's why maybe I know a lot of people do have that issue, and I completely understand it because putting anything in your eyes, you're kind of not really supposed to. That's. I think actually, the putting in bit wouldn't be a problem, but having seen my wife have to sort of put them in occasionally, take them out, I think it's the taking out bit that would be the weird bit because you sort of had to pinch them off your eye. It's just like, you'd
be there half trying to pinch them off. You'd be like, I was even wearing them today.
Yeah.
What am I like?
I'll just take my eye out.
Yeah, just take them. Front of my
eye. I noticed I needed glasses when I was driving down the motorway at 3 a.m. and couldn't get the speedo in focus. Took me 50 minutes to get from Leeds to where I live on the. Well, yeah. I mean I think everyone has those. I think it was one of those things, isn't it? I think everyone has that moment probably where you don't notice it maybe day to day for quite a while, then suddenly you're sort of little things start to crop up a bit more regularly, and you're like, oh, I might need to get. Well, now we're talking about getting old, aren't we?
Well, I have got something like I was thinking of health things the other day, and I thought, I'm not going to go into any of this at the moment. However, I was thinking, you don't really we kind of go, oh well, surely they would have noticed. Surely, why didn't they notice this was happening or that was happening? I was like, because you probably just accept that as life.
Yeah.
You don't go, oh well, I'm going to need this or I'm going to need that. You go, oh well, I'm just getting old. That's
a lot of time that is exactly what happens, and because normally these things happen over very, I suppose, a long drawn out period of time. Really, when you consider the time frame, some people probably don't actually genuinely notice either. And then until there's that moment when you have that, I suppose it's like that moment when you cross that line, you're like, this isn't right. But
that epiphany.
But that doesn't necessarily happen at a snap of a finger. You have some of these things take ages, and then a gradual kind of thing, and you maybe notice something happening more often than it used to. That kind of thing.
I think eyesight is probably a good one to think about when it comes to stuff like that. That you can actually go. One day you might wake up and go, oh, actually, that's always been out of focus. Like, that's just as far as I can see is 2 meters.
I think. Well, actually, oddly enough,
I mean, if you stretch your hand out, normally you can't see your fingers, and that's normal, isn't it?
Well, I think the one when I realised it the most was because obviously, one of my sisters has worn glasses most of her life, and and jokingly as you do sometimes when you're the bigger brother, you put them on, and you're sort of like, oh look at me, I'm wearing it. And then suddenly you realise, oh, hang on a minute, I can read those books over there now. You're like,
Jokes aside, my eyesight's improved dramatically.
Yeah, exactly. And I know that's kind of lucky, depending on obviously prescription types and all that kind of thing. But it's one of those things you kind of go, maybe I should. So I think that has been on my mind over the last year or so. So it's something I probably will actually get a little checkup on soon. I think just to make sure it's not been like. It's one of those things. It's not like, oh, I'm really struggling. It's just like little things on the edge of vision that you kind of notice, that kind of thing. So
lorries.
Dom, no, you won't get in a car with me now.
It's normally my hearing that picks it up before my eyesight.
If you see me driving like this next time, what?
Yeah.
Oh dear, no. Oh, just trying to put some nice advice out there for people. So it happens.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, it's just
very valid.
It was just an interesting little thing that you sometimes just don't realise, especially when you're painting. And I think when you're painting models, if your close vision goes away, it must be very frustrating for people, because especially if you enjoy the painting aspect of it, it must be highly frustrating if you cannot. You're doing stuff, you're like, I just can't quite get this where I want this to go. I just can't seem to line up the paint with the brush with where I want it to go. That kind of thing. It's just that must be highly frustrating. So I do sympathise.
Yeah. I think I would definitely. I'd be genuinely quite upset if, for instance, my eyesight did go that badly that I wouldn't be able to paint, because like this hobby's great in so many ways, and we all take different aspects of what we enjoy. But how much of it did we spend making the models, planning the models, painting the models, and then playing the game? That playing the game is what, a few hours a month, maybe, or a week.
It's not the main. It's not the thing you probably concentrate the most on if you actually genuinely think about what you do on a do with your hobby on a monthly basis. But odd enough, it's the same thing about I'd say to a different extent is your hearing as well when you're in a crowded hall. I've definitely noticed I am not quite as good at hearing someone across a table nowadays as I used to be. No. But I know that is a natural thing because of it. Just that will unfortunately just happen. But it was one of those things. I think especially in the last one we're at, it was just trying to. Sorry, can you just say that again? I'm not totally deaf, but
reroll everything.
For
everyone.
Can you sign that for me, please?
But it's one of those things. It's like likewise. I struggle when it's a massive hall.
It's the big hall with lots of people.
And I think something like Warhammer Fest, when it was in that massive.
Oh God, yes, yeah.
I was just thinking, how can people maybe it's easier when it's across the table. Like maybe should we name this channel like Old Men Gaming or something? But we're all
decrepit toads
going on.
Decrepit toads.
These rules are so complicated.
Who said that?
So I think there is an aspect of that, and I think hearing it is. I think a lot of it could be the acoustics in rooms, because a lot of them are in church halls or community halls, and like it's not always a great acoustics in one of those places anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and then of course then you I'm going to go right down old man territory now though. So it's like lower back.
Exactly.
Oh my God. I remember the days when I could just go, it's fine. I'll play 9 hours of some kind of tabletop straight, leaning over a table slightly. It'll be fine. And nowadays, if I do that for a day, I'm just like the next day, I'm basically like hobbling around, going, oh God, I can't even sit up properly without having a back spasm now. Oh. Although I must admit, since we've been doing training, Dom, that's actually been a lot easier to deal with. I will admit. So I think that is partially self-inflicted over not keeping myself in a good enough shape as I get older. So
I was going to say, because at the event we played in Bexhill, I honestly was a bit worried about you because I could see that you're in some form of pain, because like we play apocalypse games and stuff, and normally you're fine because it's at your place, you can sit down and rest and stuff. But when it's like you're standing up all day and the tables are not always at the great height, it can take a strain on you, especially like yourself if you've got an underlying back issue. It can, like, it just exacerbates it.
Yeah, because the other thing at home is I always try and make the table slightly higher. If I'm totally honest, that I actually designed the table behind me to be at my waist height almost, because I know that I don't have to lean over very far to actually play on a table like that. But what I have noticed is that since the exercise regime I put myself through recently, it has like the one that we were at the other weekend. I didn't have any problems the following day, and I was very much like, this is what it was like.
Have a spine.
So I think there is a certain aspect to sort of maybe recognizing these things a bit earlier and actually doing something about them is quite important, because I used to be a very active person in my 20s. I used to play a lot of football and lots of sport and stuff like that, and then suddenly when you start doing other things, you just don't do it anymore, and then you realise that it was actually quite important that you should keep doing that kind of stuff, but maybe not to the level I used to, but to a maintenance level is really freaking important.
Yeah, absolutely. Like for me, if I'm going to a 40k event, I'll normally wear like my running trainers, something just so I got comfortable on my feet. And then at the doubles event, I was wearing my knee brace as well.
Yes, yeah.
I was like, I'm not taking any risks here. Like, I got to make sure that I'm not falling apart. I mean, I'm sure there's something about hydration as well that I don't really pay that much attention. Like normally at an event or any of you'll be getting drinks from the bar or wherever,
Yeah.
and people will be buying you drinks, and it's absolutely fine. But I'm sure there's something about taking a water bottle and just keeping yourself topped up a
Yes.
bit.
Yeah, I've been better with that last couple ones as well. Mate, I've kept one in my bag, and I think it does help. So, but anyway, I think we should probably go on to some challenge
Less
related.
old man talk.
Yeah, that's all my talk.
Oh,
What we're
what's
saying is that me and Dom are getting old, and the streams will get grumpier as it goes on. All right, you know, imagine if we're doing this in our 70s, Dom. Just.
Oh, it will be, Tom. We'll definitely be doing this in our 70s, still painting models.
So anyway, we have some entries. So because everyone was very kind enough to take the trouble of taking multiple photos, I have selected a couple from each of the 4. So we're going to see 2 from each person, just so we have a little bit more angles on the models, because I know maybe we don't show off a multiple size model, but I think some of these were definitely worth adding those extra angles on. So our first one to have a look at, let's see if this is actually going to fit. This is a huge photo, Captain Jack. So this is probably going to cover both of these. So let's just see if I can get this to. Going to play ball. There we go. Yeah, this is a huge bloody photo.
Oh, that's White Dwarf standard.
But there we go.
Maxed out my screen. Yeah. So, Jack, as always. I mean, like this. Before we go any further, like this has been a very good lot of entries.
Yes,
to be honest.
these were all. I would say all the quality had multiple good points about them. So it was quite a tough decision today. So no, don't apologise, Jack. It's fine. It's just I think I can actually set the standard size for this, but I like to resize it because everyone takes some different things. It's not fair to sort of pinch someone's nice photo all the way down to a tiny little thing. So I try to at least get it so you get the best of both worlds. So I do not mind resizing on the stream. So, but yes,
absolutely. So yeah, what I love about this is I think we've all got our own different paint styles, and as much as I hate to say it, I enjoy Captain Jack's paint style. Because it's how I like to paint, very grim and dirty, dark, and it's just how I picture my part of the hobby. And I think Jack has definitely kind of embraced that aspect of it, and it talks to me, Tom. It talks to me, and yeah, no, it's a great use of color. I really like the yellows are really vibrant on there. And a nice contrast with the blacks and the whites. So yes, I love this one.
Yeah.
What about you, Tom?
The yellows on this really pop out of the model as well. Just in general, they've come out very nicely. And good use of the decals on there. I've seen their decals. It's hard to tell sometimes because stuff nowadays gets printed on the models quite a lot of detail.
We're not doing the old man gaming anymore.
No,
Tom.
I'm just gonna see. You can't see me. I've leaned right into my no.
Where the guys?
And I love the pose on it as well. It's got a real nice bit of the motion on it looks good. So Jack, well done for shipping us a night.
Round of applause!
Okay, so we'll now move on to our next entry, which is from Mr. Fellpire.
Guys, remember, use your little emojis and your thumbs up. All happy times.
Interactions are cool. And this is is this the Hexmark Destroyer, isn't it? Is that right?
It is the Hexmark Destroyer. Well done, Tom.
And this is obviously I've known Felpire for quite a few years, and he has a very nice Necron army. This is very typical of his style. Just come out very nicely for his aesthetic of his army. So well done. A very cool looking little base on there as well, and some good vibrant greens. To just break the model up. So yeah.
Yes. Yeah, really nice. It's a cool model. I've always wanted one of these.
Why haven't you got one?
No, I don't know. I just haven't got one, really, to be
Have
honest.
another angle here as well.
I think the thing is, I would probably want 3 of them at one time. Like the guys in Desperado. The Banderas brothers.
the Antonio Banderas of the Necron world. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, he's brilliant. Yeah, no, really nice. Well done, buddy. Lots of nice edge highlighting there, and like Tom said, the green is very vibrant.
It offsets on it very nicely. So well done, well done,
yes.
Club. So you can have a round of applause as well.
Clap, 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 clap. Well done, well done, friendly neighborhood inquisitor. By the way, lots of clapping going on there.
Speaking of friendly neighborhood inquisitor.
Oh, what a segue!
Now this is obviously a nice Land Raider Redeemer here. So in his current chapter scheme, so looking pretty damn cool. I do like the Redeemer. I need to get on for my Templars. Maybe 2, maybe 3.
Maybe 3. Yeah, there you go. There we go. Don't magnetize. Just buy 3.
Keep burning the money.
Yeah.
So now I will, because as much as I like the front of this, I think the side of this tells a different story as well.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
There's some fantastic weathering going up the side of that.
That is really nice. Yeah. Nice, like a flame effect going up there.
Indeed.
Caught the edges very nicely. I wonder what it would look like, that effect all over.
I think that would be. I think, you know what, I think you should try that. I think you should put it all around the model, just creeping up the edges all around. I think it would actually be very interesting to see. I know it probably would be an absolute ball ache to do though. So.
And that's why we're asking you to do it.
That's why we're not doing it, and we're asking you to do it.
Yeah, be our guinea pig.
I will. While it's up, I will ask: how long does it take to achieve that effect in a ballpark kind of figure? Was it a difficult one to achieve, or did you manage to do it in a few hours? Because I must say, I've not tried. I haven't really done a full side panel of a Land Raider with an effect like that. It's actually really easy to do that effect. Did both sides in like 45. Well, there we are then. So if you add another 45 minutes each onto the front and the back, you are done. So there we go. I don't feel so bad about asking to do the whole model. So
well done. Well done in advance.
Well done. Yes.
Oh, hang on, we'll do some clapping.
Yeah. So well done for that. Yes. Go. Well done.
Clap. Clap, 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 clap. Well done, buddy. That's awesome.
And then we have, this is the last one of the evening, so we had 4 entries. So this is from Orkster. Oh, I don't know, was Orkster in chat? I don't think he was, is he? I thought I saw him earlier. Maybe I'm wrong.
He did put something on Discord earlier.
He did put something in Discord earlier, but anyway, he's with us in spirit. So I'm just going to. So this is this is an Orc, and I forgot the damn.
Big Mech.
Big Mech, that's the one. Big Mech with a shock attack gun. That's the one I'm looking for.
Yes.
So yeah, I will flip round to another picture as well.
I absolutely love this model.
Yeah.
With any time anyone does this model, it's amazing because there's so much detail with this lovely, lovely model. I personally like the grot getting sucked up, fired out into some poor bystander. So yeah, it's just beautiful. I love the weathering on it, especially on the hose bit at the back.
Yes.
You can see here.
So I just flipped it again. So just sort of switch it around again. So
yeah, and it's just
there's a lot going on these ones. That's the thing. There's a lot going on with them, and I think the nice thing about Orc models like this is that everyone's interpretation can be very different in how they approach it. So very cool. So well done, Orkster. Congratulations on
round of applause.
Okay.
He grot deserved.
Get out. Take your puns with you. So anyway, so me and Dom obviously had a little chat about this earlier, and we decided that for this particular one, I mean this is going to just be a very easy thing for me to put back up again. So, Bop, there we go. Oh, look, Orkster has taken the prize this week of props. So, well done, Orkster. If you do watch this back, very well done. It was actually the back end of the model that sold that to me, so it's definitely worth taking multiple sides of it. It was the base, the suction thing was very good. I think you agree with that as well, Dom.
Yes, we all love a good sucking.
I see. I'll just show the back end of that again. There we go. It was just there was just some very good detail around the back of that as well. But all of you guys have done so well this one.
Amazing.
And Dom just wants to clap right now. He's just.
I am. Warm the hands up.
Here we go. We're gonna. So congratulations,
well done. Well done. Clap.
Oh dear. So I suppose we better come up with another challenge, haven't we?
I've got a really easy one.
Oh no. Oh, if you got one, go for it.
Yeah. No, this is a good one, guys. Because I thought it's something that we all take for granted, and we've lost visuals.
No, we haven't lost it. I've done that on purpose because I'm just grabbing something that I meant to do earlier, which is the link for Discord while we were going over this, which is there as well, just while we're talking. Carry on.
And the long-term viewers of this series will realise how much I enjoy this particular thing. That I would like everybody to paint 5 bases. They can have models attached for them. They can be completely by themselves. But I think what is something that we all need to do, and I'm also very guilty of this, is we don't really pay as much attention to the beautiful base that our model will sit on forever that we should. And I think maybe the challenge should be that we will paint 5 bases for our models. Okay? So it's a nice, easy one. We can all do it for whatever game system.
Yep.
And I think it's really important that we all just kind of like either try something new or we just enhance what we're currently doing. But I think they can be, the bases can be any size or shape. It'd be even better if it is 5 different sizes.
5 different types of bases for 5 different armies.
If you're, the thing is, if you're already doing 5 intercessors,
you've already got it.
And you're doing it, or you can be doing, whatever. But I think, 5 bases, guys. Nice and easy. Let's do it. Or if you can do more than 5. 5 is minimum.
Or you can do a very big one.
A very big. No, 5 very big ones.
Oh, okay. All right.
Or 1 very big one and 4 little ones. Doesn't matter. 5 of them.
Or do a large base with lots of little bases attached to it.
Jack, I will get that for you in one moment. I've just got to find it. I think it's down here somewhere. All right, Jack, hold on. Tom, entertain the crowd.
Unfortunately, Dom can't go far because he's attached by cable. So
yeah. It should be.
I think I'm going to buy him a wireless headset for his birthday. Then he can walk around his hobby room.
They are this size, Captain Jack. I don't know.
Oh, they're the that's the knight size, isn't it? I'm pretty sure.
That is not a knight.
No, it's the mid. It's one below that, isn't it? It's the one just below that, I think.
It's for a skull cannon. Skull cannon. Same size base.
No, that's bigger.
No, same size.
Oh, really? That must be a real trick of the light there. Fair enough.
Perspective, Tom. Look how big it is.
Oh,
Whoa! Trying to think what else is.
Are we going to accept objective markers from Rules Lawyer?
Objective markers. What kind of objective markers are we talking about? You can use your bases as objective markers. Let me have a quick look. Working on some objective markers, heads and spikes. 1 to 6 heads and spikes. If they're on bases, go for it.
If it's on a base of a set, if it can be classed as a base for a model, I think we can probably accept it. So I think that's fair. Definitely, it's nice. I think it's a nice, easy one for everyone. And I will, for the next one, I'll come up with a devilishly hard one.
Oh gosh, yes, do. Yeah, really hard. That really annoys people.
I'm going to find something that everyone's going to hate and not even do because none of you will have the guts to do it.
Yeah, there we go. The kind of challenges we need. Real manly challenges. Yeah, rules lawyer, absolutely
Yeah, that's
fine.
fine. We will take that one, yeah. And if anyone has a similar thing, obviously that we would have to allow that as well now. So that is fine. Not a problem. Just yeah, I think it's more about the thematic of the base, which is fantastic. So definitely. What's that say? None of you will have the guts. Well, I'm a coward, so that adds up. give me a give me an excuse to buy the Certus Lancer. I dare. Well, I mean, I'm. Maybe I'll use AI to help me. I'm gonna make it gradually work out what would be the most difficult thing to do in a month in the hobby world.
Oh,
And that's
yeah, I
maybe.
don't know, guys. What do you think would be the hardest challenge in a month?
Oh yeah, give me some inspiration, and I'll combine all of them.
And Tom will do it.
And I will do it. Yeah.
Tom will like accept any challenge.
You know I will. I always accept a challenge because I'm an idiot. I can do that. No problem. Yeah.
Here we go.
Painting a 10,000 point army in the shower.
Tom, get on with it.
Now, would the shower be running or not running?
No, they didn't stipulate, Tom. It's just 10,000 points if I paint in the shower.
Yeah, that's
jokes on them.
Yeah. So there, not a running shower. Not even running. Well, I got a piece out. Got to help my wife. Got to help the wife study for the pharmacy tech 2 test. Well, good luck to your wife for that, friendly inquisitor. Hope that goes well.
Yes. Good luck, Mrs. Friendly Neighborhood Inquisitor, with your test.
1 Marine from every chapter. Now that is something I could probably have a pop at. As long as it's founding chapters, obviously, not other.
Every chapter.
Not every chapter, because that would be torture. I could have a pop at the founding chapters.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's achievable.
Yeah, I'll have to say. Anyway, just having a look at the. Let me just check the dates, by the way, guys. I'll give you an idea when this one needs to be done by. So we're currently just about so we're 12th of March now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe the 9th of April will be the target date, because that is currently 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that would be just the end of the 4th week. I think that's good. No, every chapter. No, I can't. I think I would probably end up crying. I think the problem with that particular challenge actually is maybe not necessarily the painting. It would be pretty tough, but it's actually probably acquiring all of the paints that would be required to do a single Marine from every chapter. And then you have the chapters which have the odd color schemes where all the armor's quartered or halved, or things like that. I think that would be quite. And also having to. If you wanted them to, it depended how you stipulate it as well, because if you wanted to make sure they were identifiable, you'd have to do the shoulder pad decal for it, and obviously that could be entertaining to freehand. I think it's a very cool challenge. I
think, Tom, I mean, to be fair, if they're challenging you to do everything, they can have to work out what the chapter is. You don't do
it. There you go. That is that one.
Yep. yeah. That's the Marines errant. Yeah, that's definitely that one.
Well, maybe what we could do is we could do a for the challenge next month. If we're thinking about it, we could do something similar where maybe we get the community to paint a model from a chapter, but all different.
Maybe.
And it can be like a little group challenge. So maybe we'll have a think about that. But at the moment, base is obviously. I mean, I'll put that up in Discord shortly. And then we can talk about this next month as an optional one. But I think that would be quite cool. We can start a community army where we pick an army and everyone starts to collect. Then we can have a meet up and we can bring it all together. There we go.
There we go. Easy as that. Easy as pie.
Do it tonight. Knock it quickly out.
Get on with it.
No problem. Do it in my sleep.
I think what would be quite funny is the guy, we could split everyone down the middle on the Discord and say, well, if you collect loyalists, when you've got a dead model on the base, it's got to be a word bearer. And if you collect like Xenos or Chaos, if it's a dead Marine, it's got to be a Black Templar.
Could do most hated enemy on base. There we go. That's another good one.
Corpses. We should do corpses. That'd be a good challenge.
Yeah, but maybe someone might take it too far, Dom. Gotta be careful with these challenges, mate.
As you're painting your 1,000 chapters,
yeah,
and deciding that wasn't far enough.
Right, I better take a little progress picture of these guys here because unfortunately I had to let these dry a fair bit this evening, so because most of it was washing tonight. They're actually coming along all right, although I've just noticed a little bit of a streaking issue. I think it's the contrast mix might have had a little moment, so I might have to do a bit of tidy up on it, but let's whack this in Discord for you guys because I don't really post a lot of my work in Discord recently. But just to show that I do, do hobby. Painting and hobby. There we go.
How is everyone's hobby going anyway tonight? I don't think we've really talked about it too much. What is everyone actually working on? And a couple of people not doing much hobby.
I'm actually just having a look at some of the painting hobbies. So TJ Hutton posted some art, I think some custades and some other stuff in there. It looks pretty cool. Dark Angels, hard to tell, but it looks, so I'll just have a look through some of the. Oh, it's 30k Dark Angels. Okay, very cool. So that's my my little progress for tonight. I'll just post up there, which I'm actually starting to get these starting to look the part now, which is good. So I love it when you tip over that. I think when you're painting models and you get to that point, and it starts to take a little bit of that goal you're looking for. And you're like, oh yeah, this is starting to look like I envisioned it now. And I think that's when you finally, I think that's what gives you that extra bit of impetus to get over the line and push on to actually finishing it. Because sometimes
that's kind of why I'm not a big fan of whip photos because it's my personal preference.
I know.
Each their own. But my one is I don't like showing my stuff until it gets to a point, and I'm like, this is how it's going. Hopefully, I'm on the winning. I'm on the straight now, because the Rhino up until probably today, I've been umming and ahhing about it, and I'm like, is it going to be good? Is it not? And I've just started putting the highlighting on.
See, I must admit, if you were to show that on the camera now over the webcam, it does. I can tell it doesn't do it justice because it's
quite hard to see.
It looks very dark, even though I know it probably isn't as dark as it looks there. So exactly. But that was pretty much from when you put that first coat on, and I think that's just I know that's not actually what it looks like, but it's so different. It's webcam.
Webcam's quite hard.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, oh yeah, have a look at this. Great, this literally shows none of the detail.
Exactly, quite hard. Going badly, I was a bit poorly over the weekend. Well, rules lawyer, it's not a competition. You rest up, get yourself back on form, and then crack open the old plastic glue and start gluing some models together.
I'm glad you went with that option.
Yep. Glue some broken models together. That's a good idea. Nice. Very good. Yeah.
That's right. We all have a good cold now and then. Always. I think actually painting with a cold is actually a real annoying thing to do, if I'm really honest.
I remember when I started my Necron army back in the day. I started my Necron army. I was like, right, planned out. I'm having 40 Immortals with Tesla. I'm having Annihilation barges. I'm having this, and this. And I remember getting, I think I had the flu. And I was at home. I was feeling pretty rubbish. And the wife had gone out to get some medicine. And I had got my Immortals and my paints. And I hid them in my bedside cabinet. And then she would go out, or she'd go, "Do you want a cup of tea or something?" I'd be like, "Yeah, a cup of tea." And just, "Oh, I'll go. I'll be a few minutes." I was like, "Yeah, it's fine." And I'd be like, I can hear her coming up like. Yeah, so there you go. If you ever play me and you see my Necron Immortals, know that they were covered. They were painted.
You sneezed on them at some point.
I sneezed all over them. Yeah.
I can't. I'm not really good at painting when I've got a head cold or anything like that. I just find it very hard to concentrate. So I'll give it a go, but 9 times out of 10 I'll start doing it like, oh, I just can't concentrate on this.
Yeah, I think sometimes you got to call it a day, haven't you? You just
Yeah.
like, actually, I'm not going to do them any good if I'm going to be painting now.
Hungover painting, on the other hand, I can do that.
Have you ever tried drunk painting?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, I suppose you probably have.
Yeah. Yes. We've done it multiple times on the stream, I'm pretty sure.
Probably true.
Yeah.
I've definitely felt it sometimes.
But yeah, I have. I mean, I've never gone in like wild ass like after a night out or something like that and come in and go, oh, better crack some paint open.
Yeah, better do some painting.
Better ruin these models.
Yeah, it looks like someone's been working quite hard on this project. Let me just drunkenly help them out. Oh, it's me, and
I've ruined my own models. No. I cracked open some older boxes and got my historical minis out to run them in Tau for a few test games before I started a full army. I'm going to try Bretonian Empire. Very cool.
Nice.
Just slumped and watched the rugby with some snacks. Yep, that is a perfectly valid thing to do as well. I think TV watching is a very good recovery tool when you're, or something like that. It's good just to slump and watch. Right. Well, anyway, I think are we there for tonight?
I think we are, Thomas. I think we definitely are. So everyone, thank you as always.
Sorry, I will end this on Captain Jack's comment actually, because
go for it.
Drunk painting is the worst. When you wake up and the model looks awesome and you have no idea how you managed to paint it so well.
Yeah,
that would actually be the worst hangover, wouldn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah. I'll get my mojo back.
It's like, oh, I can do it. I just
need to be really drunk or actually do anything.
Sorry, guys. I'm not gonna be able to contact you over the weekend. I'm painting.
Yeah, I'm gonna be off my face painting. Right. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, and especially, guys, thank you very much for taking part in the painting challenge. They all looked awesome. We'll be putting them up on our Instagram soon, if that's okay. If you don't want it on Instagram, send me a private message, and I'll definitely put it up on Instagram. But thank you very much, everybody. I am Dom, and this fellow over here is...
I'm still Tom. Yeah.
And we are Black Toad Studios. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Take care, everyone. Bye!